Welcome back to another episode of Tea with Nikki. You can watch it on YouTube or Spotify. And today I'm really excited to announce that Scindia Balasingh has joined me on this interview, and we are talking about how to create your own runway for your future. Scindia is recognized as a top 20 woman catalyst in India IT ecosystem by SME Channels. Recently, she got the Woman Super Achiever Award from the World Woman Leadership Organization. She is also a proud owner of the Tech Marketer 2021 by CXOTV. She's also won the CMO Leadership Award. She's also recognized as Top 100 Asia's Powerful Leaders. She is also the host of her own podcast, MOV LeadHERs. And she's an active speaker for a lot of podcasts, events, and industry interviews. She's also known as a motivational and industry speaker and guest lecturer at colleges and corporates. I hope that you enjoy. So thank you so much, Scindia, for joining me on Tea with Nikki. I'm really excited to have you on the platform. You're obviously an extremely ambitious woman in your career and have accomplished so much. But you've mentioned to me previously that when you started out your career, you weren't always supported about your ambitions as well in your career, and you found it quite difficult. How did you stay motivated pursuing your career and not let the naysayers deter you?
It's a great question, Nikki. And first and foremost, I have not achieved a lot. I just achieved a fraction of this and a lot more to go for that. Thank you for recognizing that first, Nikki. I have to go two steps back for this. For instance, I am a only daughter and I don't have siblings. And I'm a well-off family, from a well-off family. So my parents were also pampering me a lot. So at a point, my father felt that maybe I'll not get serious in life, also. I don't know. So at the age of 9, if I'm right, one day post dinner, he was having a chat with me. He was telling me that, Scindia, you have to always have financial independence. You cannot depend on your father, mother, or relatives because this is all not permanent. Tomorrow, some mishaps may happen and we may not be there for you. So I got shocked at the age of 9 to even imagine that. So I said,
What
what
a
are you
young
saying?
age to be woken
Yeah.
up to the realities of life.
Yeah. So I was like, what? So then he told that it's possible. And tomorrow when you are getting married, the same thing may happen. The guy can be a great guy or not a good guy, or that guy may leave you in between. You never know. All you have in life is your independence and you standing on your own leg. I don't know, that caused a serious root in me. So I always started feeling that career is important. And I need to love myself. These two are only going to stand for always. Maybe that rooted from a very young age. That led me with a lot of self motivation and self love. With all the dreams, when I entered the corporate world, obviously reality versus whatever you have heard is much different. So anybody who completes MBA and come, they will think that I am going to change the world overnight. I'm going to sit in a company board meeting, dictate people, and going to get job done. But in reality, it's not so. So a lot of bits and pieces of work has been given to me. I was not able to connect. I did a lot of mistakes. So many scoldings I got from my first boss. So I was looking for someone to guide me and tell me that have they also faced this? How to come out of it? Unfortunately, I didn't get that. But I don't want to give up. So I started questioning. So for everything, even if people are getting annoyed with me, or even people, till now I have that habit. Even in a larger leadership meeting, even the question may be silly, but I'll ask. The assumptions I'll never go after. So I don't bother that how it is looking in others' eyes. Rather than I need clarity. So I have to say how I'm still staying motivated in this adversity without mentors, without peers to look up to. I'll conclude in a very in a pointers way: self-love, self-awareness, clarity, the clarity seeking. Right? I wanted to know this to perform. So it's okay if you're feeling that I'm dumb enough or I'm not good enough or you're judging me. It's not going to affect me. End of the day, my performance is going to speak. So for that performance, whatever is required, I used to ask. And if there is a missed opportunity, I go and ask. I ask why I'm not being promoted, why I'm not being sent to this meeting, why I'm not representing this. I'll not really think what they will think about me. Rather, I always feel you need to ask for yourself. Nobody will be there to come and tell you, hey, ask this. I know you're working good. All that will not happen. You need to go and ask what you want. So these 4 parameters, I would say, maybe keeping me on toes all the time, and I help myself through this.
Yeah, and it's not the first time, because doing that alone is very brave, and I know it's very daunting to also say, why wasn't I selected? Why am I overlooked for promotion? Am I doing good enough? And that's not the first time you've been brave in your career as well. You mentioned that you had a hormonal disturbance and now you have hard lenses that you have to wear. So that was another time I believe you showed bravery in your career. Do you mind just expanding on that a little bit and what happened and how you overcame that?
It was an unfortunate medical situation I got into. So when I got into my pregnancy itself, my struggle started. Like a lot of people asked me to take time off, step away from function. They asked me like, how can you head a function? Now you will have a baby, you need to take care of the baby. So already there were a lot of stress and pressure on me. A lot of people were waiting for me to step down, waiting for me to fail, because they feel that all those good performances will go once she get into family way. So already I had hard time in battling that. That time this medical condition arose, I started losing my vision. So a lot of blurring happened, and when I went to doctor told me it's hormonal imbalance happens during the pregnancy. Once you stop the lactation, it'll all be fine. But unfortunately, it was not fine for me. So even after I stopped lactation, so when I went to doctor told me you have only 10% of vision. And a doctor asked me not to work. I was not able to accept that, to be honest. It's like, no, I can't. It cannot happening, right? I was so frightened to open this up to my family, because I know it will devastate my parents. And then definitely my husband and in-laws will ask me to stay back, because they will be definitely feeling that it is not worth going to job when you have such a tough situation. And in office, they may think that they are already waiting for me, to step down. So they will always say that, no, Scindia, now you don't have a proper eye condition. It's better to take off. So I was paranoid to a core. So I used to go to various hospitals, lot of tests, but I'll not say anyone anything. So I used to manage, I had an amazing team. So I'll avoid time in laptop. So all the presentations, I'll ask them to help me with. I will be well aware in the meeting. So I started overperforming, because I don't want anyone to notice this. So I'll be overperforming on these things. Because of which I got quick promotions and top 20 women catalyst in Indian IT. All that happened. On a flip side, other things also happened. I was having hard time in seeing people, recognizing who is coming. This person is smiling at me. All those things I'll not be able to see. So they started feeling that because of my rise, I got that attitude. I'm not greeting people. I'm not smiling back. I'm showing an arrogant face. So I started being branded as an attitude person. So it was a tough situation, but I didn't put my head through that, because first I wanted to solve my problem. So finally, after 1.5 years with this, I used to travel, I used to do everything. So now also I used to wonder like how I managed, I don't know. So, but one of my team member noticed that she was telling, Scindia, don't get angry, but you have some problem in your eyes. You are not that person who will not say hi to people. I thought you're absent-minded, but something is wrong. So tell the truth. Then I told her, please don't tell anyone, this is the problem. Then she took me to a hospital. There they gave this hard lens as a solution, which was a blessing for me. So post this, now 5 hours I can wear continuously. I'll have normal vision. After that, I have to remove and give a break for 1 hour. Then I have to wear again. So that's how I'm managing it now. Even got a valuable lesson, never judge anyone. I also used to comment like, now so much of attitude, so much of arrogance. Then I started knowing that you don't know what really they are going through. Maybe if I would have been open about this condition, this person would have come and told me this earlier. 1.5 years, I wouldn't have struggled. So much of learnings that Nikki.
It's amazing that your colleague pointed that out and supported you in that way as well. So, off the cuff of that, how did you end up finding a supportive community in your career?
This is a continuation of this also. So I never had someone to talk to. Apart from my father, I don't want to worry my father. I will always go and tell all the good things to my parents. Yeah, my husband also, because I don't want to worry my family with my official problems. But in workplace, I never had a woman or a leader whom I can look up to, get inspiration. Whenever I try talking to someone, they will say, "You can't do everything. You're not a superwoman. You should step back. You should take care of the kids. Always, you should not be selfish by only thinking about your career journey." And that will put me down. I'll be like, no, I don't want to hear this. I wanted someone to come and tell me that they had all these problems, they have done it. I can also do it. That's what I wanted. I never got it. So that made me to come up with this podcast, MOV Leaders, where I thought, like, let me create some inspirational stories. There are a lot of women out there who did it, right? Like me. So more than me. So they have to come and say what all challenges they went through and how they navigated. And they can share tips like the way you are doing now. So they can share tips so that can inspire women to come and do. Because in front of my eyes, I have seen so many women dropping their career ball in between. Proper examples, inspiration around, amazing, talented people I have seen taking a seat back. So I thought, like, at least whoever watching this podcast, if 1 or 2% of them get benefited of this, that is something, a major change I'm bringing in. That's how it all started.
No, incredibly so. And speaking of tips, what would be your top tips that you would recommend for a young woman pursuing their ambitious career and creating their own runway?
So first and foremost, I believe in basics. You need strong foundation. So first you need to know yourself. So you need to first understand how much you wanted to go for a career. Like it cannot be like, okay, 2 years I'll work later. Let me see how it is going. It need not be. You may not know the path you're taking, but you should be very clear. Are you going to work for next 30 years?
Yes.
Are you going to a women, or you are someone? There's nothing wrong, right? It depends upon what you want. Or you are someone who wants to gain some corporate exposure, go family way, do something from home, having your own YouTube cooking channel, or some home run business. It depends. Nothing is wrong. Even you wanted to be a homemaker, nothing wrong in that. So, but you need that clarity. Today, what happens with a lot of young women I am coming across is they don't have that clarity.
Yeah.
They are just finishing and everybody is going for job. I'm also coming for job. Okay, everybody is getting married. I'm getting married. Now everyone says that I should not work while I'm in family way, so I'm not working. Now everyone is asking me to take care of the kid. I'm taking care. Oh, now I'm seeing everyone around me is having a great career life. I want to come back to work, right? So that should not be the case. Then you will never be happy. So first and foremost, you need to be very clear. In my case, if I have to give my case as an example, I always know that I wanted to work. So to my husband, when before getting married, I told him, this is what is my ambition looks like. Will my lifestyle, I love to travel, will my lifestyle works for you? Because I want to be in marketing. So he was okay with it. First, self-awareness, what do you want? Second, creating a supportive system to, in your family or surroundings, friends. If you ask for help, sit and discuss. I'm sure everything is possible. And you will arrive. If they are truly loving you, they will definitely live up to your passion. So all you need to know is having clarity for yourself and asking what you want. Always there can be a plan worked out, right? And if you want to take a break, you can take a break and come back. Anything can happen. How can you manage your weakness and accelerate your strength to be successful in this journey? Can I have role models? Can I have mentors talking about this? So can I have short-term goals? 2 years, I have to be here. Then next 2 years, I have to be here. Don't plan for 10 years. It will never happen. But 2 years, 2 years, 2 years. Can I be in that path? What I am facing? So all this clarity will only be possible when that initial self-awareness and personal clarity, what you want, comes out clearly. If you what you want and the support system is clear, then all others can be found.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And self-awareness and clarity is so, so important because I know I hear from a lot of my girlfriends. Well, it depends. We have different friends with different reasons. And some of my girlfriends I've heard when they're just saying they feel so much pressure because a lot of their friends are getting married and they feel sort of left behind. And I just say to them, you are not being left behind. Everyone's runway is different. If you're not ready to take this step now and you have your reasons, that is perfectly valid. There's no time frame. There's no, oh, I have to get married by 27. I have to have kids by 28. there's people who are, I know of my family friend, she had a set of twins when she was 38. I know of other people who also only had kids at like 39 because there were things they wanted to get done first. So I think it's just, identifying that and being able to accept what that also means is that acceptance of what your priorities are. And I know you also spoke about role models and those sorts of things. I wanted to ask, did you have any female role models along your road to success that you looked up to?
Uh, it's all inspirations. I never had a female mentor to come and groom me so far. I'm trying to get one now, but predominantly, uh, I from my childhood I have a role model, a late Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha. So I have a background from cinema, and then she's not married. She had failed relationships. She is not married, and then she fought a lot in political career and became chief minister. Had some 3 terms of this thing. So what I like in her is her persistence,
Yes.
her mental strength, because a lot of character assassination happens for her. In a male-dominated this thing, being a female chief minister, giving tough times with other male politicians is not at all easy. But she stood her ground. She never bowed down. She had that clarity what she wanted, and she went about that. A lot of people say she's dominating, she's arrogant and so on, but rather I felt she's a strong personality whom I need to draw a lot of energy from. In corporate world, Indra Nooyi, always I love Indra Nooyi because she'll be so open about her priorities. She will openly say, "My husband is in 5th or 7th list in the priority," and he will be there and he'll be laughing. She will say that he should be happy. He's there in the list. So that takes courage, and that is something. Whatever I said, she created that support system for her to boldly say that. So I like Indra Nooyi for that. Now, personally, I started following Stacy, who's the CMO of Freshworks. So she's the one again, a hell lot of strong lady. She's coming and bringing in a lot of changes.
I love that. And right in the beginning, when I asked you, saying that you're accomplished and ambitious, you said that there's still more to come. So, what is next on the horizon for you then in your career?
In career, so Freshworks believed in me and given me a chance to start a function from scratch. So I'm doing that. So it is successfully running. We are into 3rd year. So my next vision is to make that as a channel that is creating the most impact of revenue for Freshworks. So that is there. And also I wanted to try out new areas in Freshworks and hone my skills as well as contribute to Freshworks more. And on a other side, personal side, I wanted to give back to the society. So this communities, whatever I'm doing, I wanted to go to the next level. I'm already partnering with Shival. She's also a podcast guest whom I got connected, and she's a founder of Shival, a female mentoring platform. I'm trying to be a mentor there. We are picking up rural females and we are grooming them. So I wanted to play an active role in that, so that more and more women leaders comes and more women population comes. Today, because of diversity, a lot of females are coming in. Maybe a lot of organization proudly says that they have 30%, 40% of female crowd. But how many of them are in what levels?
Yeah.
So that is very important. It is all like bottom heavy. The day when the top heavy or women leaders, that's when the real change happens, right? So I wanted to be an instrumental in that, and I wanted to do my best. And I'm also India diversity co-chair for Freshworks. So wanted to do as much as possible in Freshworks.
That's amazing. While I was listening to that, all I could hear and flashing lights saying, "Watch this space, watch this space, watch this space." So I'm really excited to see what you managed to accomplish, and I have no doubt you can do it all.
Thank you.
And a question that I always ask every woman who comes onto my platform is, what does feminine leadership mean to you?
Feminine leadership is not a new concept. So a lot of people today see that as a new concept, something it is coming up. If you see, Velu Nachyar, Jhansi Rani, there's so many ancient queens are there, right? So it is not new that women are working. Now a lot of people say, no, not like old age. Now women are working. Excuse me, women were working much better. They were ruling the world, they were ruling the kingdom, literally. right? It's not like it was not there. Maybe because of various evolution in between that got crashed, but they in your gene that leadership quality is there. Because there is a scientific study, I always used to quote this. Why women can do multitasking is because they used to carry their kid in the back and they used to go to forest and get, grasses or whatever work they have in forest they will do. They will keep talking and they will do. So you cannot, I always ask people to try this experiment. Lot of males will not be able to do that. Ask them to cut carrot and speak at the same time. They will not do.
Will never happen.
They will not do. So far, I have not come across. But we can, in this work from home situation that too, I used to cook and have meetings, on the parallel, and still all comes out good. I feel this is genetic. It's an inherent quality women have by doing multiple things, conflict management. Homemakers are leaders. They are running your whole home, right? And they don't want the whole world to crash. So whoever owns certain thing, it may be in career, it may be in personal thing. If you have, you know your game and you know how to run it, you are a leader. And that is always there. All we need to do is we have life skills. I always used to say we have multitasking. We know how to communicate. We know how to do a conflict management. All we need to know is how to apply this in corporate environment and grow. That's it.
That reminds me, there was a beautiful article that I saw on LinkedIn by a woman who worked at Apple. I think she was in marketing as well. And she said there was one of the HR women told her, if you want to get something done, hire a woman. If you want to get everything done, hire a mother. So it just made me think of that. You're saying you're busy cooking for the family, but having a meeting as well.
Difficult. I'm not demeaning, male crowd here, but it's very difficult for them to do that. So
I think we all know. So moving to a segment I like to call the ABCs of your career. So starting with A, what was your amazing, affluent aha moment in your career journey?
It is very difficult to find what you want in the early stage of career, right? You don't know, but I'm so fortunate while doing my degree only, I know what I want. How it came is by choosing a wrong course. Like everybody was joining engineering, so I also joined engineering. So the first year I know, I can't do this because the major revelation came to me is I'm not a system person. I can't sit and do Excels, coding. I'm not that person. First, I understood whom I cannot be. So that I understood. Then I wanted to know what I can do. So one thing I understood in my engineering itself, I do amazing presentations. And I love to do a lot of teamwork. I used to be cultural secretary, symposium secretary. So I understood something dynamic I wanted to do that involves people. That's how I found that marketing. I identified. So then I thought that is my aha moment. So that made me to understand that, hey, this is what I wanted to do. Then I went into MBA. When I did MBA again, so many people came and told me, marketing women cannot do. Do HR and finance. At least you will have a stable home. I was very clear. Finance will not come to me. That's reality. HR, I love people management, but only that I don't want to do. I wanted to contribute direct impact to the business. That is something I can do only in marketing, and a lot of creativity has been done. So I was very clear marketing and operations is something I'm going to pick up. So I picked up. So that clarity, maybe I'm so blessed to get it in UG time frame itself. I got that clarity. So that is because I chose a wrong course, I guess. That's my aha moment.
I love that you took that like failure and choosing the wrong course and turned it into a success, because now look, you're in a career that you love and doing great things.
Thank you.
And B, what was a business blunder turned to blessing?
I was a web designer before joining MBA. I had brief time, so I was doing web designing. So as I told you, I'm not so good in system and me, but I didn't have a choice, so I was doing that job. I was designing website for the transport department of Tamil Nadu. I thought like this is not something, I had problems. Coding will not come correctly, coloring will not come correctly, site optimization is a problem, all that thing. But the blessing in that blunder is I started managing people who are very hierarchical in nature. very mindset of senior, so many bureaucracy, because you're working in government, right? So what that helped me to pick up a lot of skills, make me to like work under constraints, managing multiple stakeholders, pushing them and getting the way through, having following up correct escalation matrix. This gave me a lot of horizons to be a leader and be work under constraints. That is my business blunder though, because website, I will not say a great thing that has come out, but for me personally it has turned out to be a success.
I love that. And C, what was a comical, cinematic, worthy cock-up moment?
The same eye problem when I had for 1.5 years. So in airport, sometimes I'll not be able to differentiate between men's washroom and women's washroom. So sometimes I'll enter into men's washroom and I'll suddenly see and I'll pretend like, absent-minded types, I'll have to come out. So that was a comical moment. And also I can't see the PPT. So I'll be well prepared before getting into the meeting. And I'll not even look back. I'll talk as of like I know the PPT in and out, because anyway, if I'm turning back, I'll not know. But people will applaud me for that. Oh, what a preparation. Not even once she saw. Numbers are on the fingertips. I'll be laughing to myself. Even I'm turning back, I cannot see. So maybe like these two comical moments, I would say.
I love that. And now, as we come to a close, we end the podcast off with a quick fire round of questions. So just answer the first thing that comes to mind. Are you a morning or an evening person?
Morning.
What is the worst piece of advice you've ever received?
Step down from your career when this eye problem happened, as well as when pregnancy happened. Everybody told me that I cannot be an aggressive leader like this. You have to step back. That was the worst advice I received.
And what is the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Best piece of advice is like my previous mentor, Redington CEO. He's in fact, so he gave me this advice always: never clash with personalities, clash with issues. So that was a very valuable advice. He will always say, when a tiff happens between two people in a corporate environment, don't try to judge their personalities or attitude. Try to focus on the issue, because the moment you do that, having your focus out from what you're trying to solve. So that was such a valuable. Now also, whenever I'm getting irritated with someone, then I will immediately remember that, let me keep the personality aside now. Okay, let me see what is the issue. Let me try to focus there. So that's the best advice. And he also says everything is business, nothing is personal. Don't take things too personal to your heart. So nobody is sitting there trying to put you down. Don't get into that feeling. Try to solve it as a business problem. Don't clash with personalities. These are the valuable advice I got.
I need to remember that one for myself as well. Don't clash with personalities, clash with issues, because I work in recruitment, so I work with people a lot, and sometimes I just think, goodness, breathe, breathe.
Yeah, correct. 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 And my mother gave a very tactical advice. When you're feeling like, blowing up on someone, she will say that do it inside you. And imagine that you have already done, be happy with it. You need not say that outside. Then I'm like, yeah, I feel better. So, yeah.
If you could live in any book, which one would it be?
Velu Nachyar book. I'll want to live as Velu Nachyar, because an amazing female personality. She went through ups and downs. British killed her husband. She has to hide, but she is the one who invented the guerrilla war and came and conquered the British back. So first female freedom fighter. Maybe I wanted to live like her in her book.
Warrior princess, I can see it. Suits you.
Correct.
And the last question, 3 people that you would have over for a dinner party, dead or alive.
So whomever I told as my role models, Jayalalitha, Stacy, and Indra Navi.
Amazing. Sounds like a great dinner party. Sounds like a lot of world-changing ideas would happen at that place.
Correct. True.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. That's the end of the interview. Thank you so much for taking your time to chat with me. You gave such valuable insight, and I have no doubt that anyone listening will feel the same way as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nikki. It is good to sometimes sit in the other side of the table. So I
Yes,
keep
how does it
interviewing.
feel?
Yeah, it feels good. Yes.
Awesome.
Uh,
Thanks so much again, Scindia.